So, as of late, for the last week or so, I've been doing a variation of the carnivore diet, which is basically raw carnivore diet. So, it's also known as raw primal. Now, I've known about this and I've tried it in the past, but the main reason I didn't really pursue it was because it's significantly more difficult to eat exclusively raw meat and raw dairy while trying to put on weight and bulk up in the gym. It just means you have to eat a lot more. And to eat pounds and pounds of raw meat every day is not exactly my favorite thing to do, but it's helped substantially with energy levels, my quality of sleep. Just fucking shitting becomes not a hassle. Irritable bowel syndrome, all these symptoms and like negative problems that I had would instantly resolve within a few days. So being 7 days into it again, I've noticed very quickly, like my acne has started to clear up. The redness is going away. The texture of my skin is just smoothened out, and that before would be impossible. I would have inflammation and lesions that would last like months on end, if not longer, and then they would just permanently be red, that part, and no topicals would ever do anything about it. So I was always curious as to why my acne was so unbelievably fucked. But I realize now, after trying it and doing the raw carnivore for a week, and then every time I would have something that's not raw carnivore or that's even a little bit cooked, any benefits that I noticed, like in my skin and my inflammation, would suddenly reverse. And then I would just get like lesions that keep being inflamed again. And I would feel it myself, specific spots that would be inflamed. It would go down after a few days of raw carnivore, and then it would instantly come back the moment I fucked up on the diet. So my acne is not acne, it's a reaction, which I assume is like a histamine reaction. So when your body has too much histamine in it, basically it just creates inflammation everywhere in your fucking body, and it's hell. One of the symptoms of that is acne, but there are many others, like being tired all the fucking time, having disturbed poor sleep, and just overall shit mood and mood swings and inconsistent mood, depression, anxiety, seeming out of nowhere, and for no justifiable reason. So it's not psychological, it's just there. And I think that's just my body reacting to histamine intolerance. Now, I think this because my mom has something called mastocytosis, which is like mast cell disorder. So just way too many fucking mast cells compared to the average person, which just causes constant hives, sensitivity to literally every fucking food except for meat. And like ideally uncooked meat, but nobody's gonna do that. And the problem with the medical community is there's not really much data on histamine intolerance and what to do about it. So they're just like, I don't know, fucking take this pill then. You got irritable bowel, take this pill. Are you depressed? Take this pill. Are you inflamed? Take this antihistamine. Come back in a couple weeks. But it doesn't treat the root problem, and you get other side effects from the toxic ass pills with heavy metals in them that are fucking up your system that you eventually have to treat and that are killing you faster. But literally, if you just get any of these people on raw meat, like, and get enough calories, enough fat, but just like raw meat, raw dairy, and that's it, and then I'll have some raw honey, you'll notice like those people will be healed within like a couple weeks for the most part. All right. So yeah, it's pretty profound. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much trying it for this week, but then I realized like, holy shit, this crazy inflammation that I had is just going down like quickly, like within a few days. That's never happened before. I actually wake up and I have energy throughout the day, and I can keep going, and I can have energy till 2 a.m. and then I can just pass out without feeling like I'm going unconscious, like fall asleep normally. There's no dips, it's just pretty consistent energy. My sleep, my insomnia, it's just like resolved itself. I'm waking up earlier. I need less sleep, so not 12 hours, but more like 8 or 9 hours, and I'm okay with that. So as long as I'm fucking strict with it, I don't have any issues. And it depends how bad you guys are, but if you're really suffering and you're kind of just giving up on life and you're like, okay, I'm probably gonna end my life soon, then why not just fucking try raw primal? Like, at that point, you have nothing to lose. It really doesn't matter anyways. You might as well do something that's kind of fucking crazy and see what happens. And if it works out, great. It's not much of a loss. You regain your life. You lose tasty foods. Who gives a shit? There's so much more to life than living just for food. And I know most people would rather just like die, but like I don't personally care. I'm not too emotionally attached to food per se. So I just have to work a little bit harder to bulk up in the gym. But if anything, it's made my muscle like denser and just more shredded as well. And as long as I can meet the macros, I can still gain weight, I believe. But yeah, look into histamine intolerance if you have these issues. Like I was basically getting worse as the years have been going on. So it started roughly at the age of 14. I don't know what triggered it, but it was kind of stable for a number of years, and then the last 1 or 2 years, it's just gotten fucking balls to the wall awful. I don't know why. It could be aging. It could be a delayed result of COVID having permanent effects on me, or like long COVID reactions or something. But medical science can't really tell you because they don't know, and they don't really care to find out. But I was getting to a point where I was like narcoleptic, like I would be having sleep attacks out in public where I have to clutch like a pole or a surface or something and just try not to fall asleep and pass out and go unconscious or feel like I'm gonna faint or have a stroke. And it was just bad. I would just have like spikes in heart rate and anxiety just out of nowhere, doing nothing, just randomly, and adrenaline, it felt like. And largely, this fixes itself with this diet, it seems. So I'm gonna keep it up and see what happens.